if your skill level is really low and your challenge level is really high, that's going to cause anxiety. And if your skill level is really high and your challenge is really small, then that's going to cause boredom. So if you think about if you were put in a Calculus 3 math class and you've never even had pre-cal or calculus, then that's going to cause a lot of anxiety because your skill level isn't high enough. And let's say that you have had pre-calculus, you have had calculus, and you're placed in 8th grade math. Well, now you're bored because your skill level is so high. Flow is the opposite. Flow is when your skill level just about matches your challenge level. And so the challenge level may be a little bit higher, but it's okay because your skill level is so high that you'll rise to the challenge. And that's where it causes flow. Right? And so again, you need those 3 positive emotions, flow, and meaning in your life and purpose in order for you to truly be authentically happy. A couple of quotes that people read that you can read to help get a better idea of what happiness is. So happiness is a choice. It's really important that we can realize that we do get to choose to be happy. It's important for you not to compare yourself to others. Don't ruminate over negative events. Because we all make mistakes. And the more you think about it, and the more you dwell on it, it's going to cause some problems. Don't compare yourself to others. My goodness, you are amazing. And if you look at somebody else, you're going to see that they have this wonderful life and you don't see what's wrong with them. You can be maybe thinking, I've had one time a student tell me, oh, your life is so great and it's so wonderful. And I was thinking, well, my house caught on fire last week and I haven't been able to live at home and I only have 3 pairs of pants and insurance won't help us with anything. So you can't look at that and see what's going on. Okay. The grass isn't greener on somebody else's side. You just don't see their problems. So everybody has issues. So don't compare yourself to them because you don't see it. And so it's not a fair comparison. You also have to set a realistic goal. If I tell you that my goal today is to lose 50 pounds by tomorrow, that's not realistic. I'm just going to be disappointed in myself tomorrow. But if I told you that I wanted to work really hard and try to work out 5 days this week, well, that's probably realistic. Okay, so you have to set a realistic goal so that it in turn helps you to be happy. Believe in yourself. We're really quick to beat ourselves up when things go wrong. It's really hard for us to believe in ourselves. There was this little girl, Lauren, and she was not very good at spelling. She was in 1st grade, and she wanted to be better. So she worked really hard on learning to spell for her spelling test. And finally, she got a 100. And the teacher called her mom. Her and her mom had worked so hard. The teacher calls her mom and says, Lauren got 100. And her mom was so proud. She's like, oh, I'm so proud of her. And the teacher says, and on her paper, it says, way to go, Lauren. You're becoming an excellent speller. And the mom was so grateful. She thanked the teacher for encouraging her and helping her around on all of this. And the teacher said, I didn't write that note for her. In fact, when I handed Lauren's paper back to her, she was so proud of herself, she wrote this note on her own paper. Why aren't we like Lauren? Why don't we celebrate what's really good? We need to pat ourselves on the back sometime. And we also need to forgive ourselves and not dwell on what we did wrong or beat ourselves up for it. So when things don't go right, you just pick up, you dust off, and you keep trucking along. I encourage you to go watch this video, and if it doesn't work, let me know, but it's really good. It's about Richie Parker, a young man who was born without any arms, and he doesn't let anything stop him. He's an engineer for Hendricks Racing. It's a ESPN 30 for 30 clip, and just talks about how he didn't use excuses. If someone says he can't do it, he says, watch, I'll show you I can. And I encourage you to be that way because we really have to be able to fight and to keep going whenever times get tough. It's important for you to get an education. Did you realize your education is the only thing that no one can take away from you? Dr. Phil lost his license a long time ago, doctor-patient confidentiality. In fact, University of North Texas, one of the top 2 schools in the nation for counseling and psychology, they don't even recognize him anymore. They think he's an embarrassment. But this all happened about the time he got on TV, and he's still getting paid for his education. Your education's important. Appreciate what you have. You are so blessed. Yes, maybe it could be better, but it could be worse. So be grateful for what you have. You know, right now I can't live in half of my house. I have so much negative going on. But you know what? We were all alive. We were all okay. The dog made it. Nothing got ruined. It just smells bad. So I'm so grateful for that. Obviously, I wish it would have never happened, but we're all okay, and that's really what matters. You have to value friendship and family. Really, that's all you're going to have in life, and they're going to help you to be better. They're important to you. They'll make you smile, so value them. Find meaning in your life. You were created for something that only you can do. And if you're not fulfilling that purpose, then it's going to get missed and left out. So find what you're created for. Find your meaning and go out there and bless the world with who you are. Help others. Sometimes we get so focused on ourselves and the, oh, poor pitiful me, and we're working on that we don't help others. And when you take a minute, even in those depths of those poor pitiful me times, it really gives you some perspective. When I was fresh out of college, I couldn't find a good job, and I was working like 4 part-time jobs. I was teaching 2-year-olds with a master's degree, and it was just so awful. And I had the opportunity to go to Haiti when the earthquake happened in 2010 and work with them and help them. And it changed my life. It made me realize that maybe I didn't have the career I wanted at that time, but I was still so blessed. And it kind of got me out of my little funk. Also, choose to be optimistic. Things do work out. And if you're optimistic and you're positive, it can be contagious. And I also encourage you to watch this video. It's such a great video where these young men from Gainesville, Texas, who are incarcerated as teenagers, they experienced a little bit of love from another community. They went to play football, and the other community cheered for them like they were their kids. And it was so contagious. It changed their outlook. They realized that just because they made a mistake, they can become better. And it's such a beautiful video, and I hope that you take some time to watch it. And choose to be happy today. If you just smile, eventually you'll believe it, and life will be better, and the day will go on better by you just choosing to be happy.